Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you to all the brand new lovely subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button so that you can see every time we posting more videos. This is my channel for my book related content. I do also have a craft related channel as well that I've been running for ooh, probably 2 years now actually. Um, but I don't want to share my book related stuff on that channel because it's specifically for my paper crafting. So I'm gonna keep running these ones separate. Today, you may have guessed it, I have another Vinted haul to show you. Previously, I've always picked up books from Amazon and the works and places like that, but I've recently found a love for checking out Vinted. And I've still got a few more coming, so I apologise. Do I? Probably not actually. But I really want to be sharing with you all of my book related things that's happening, from what I'm reading to reviews to hauls. I've got a lot of books that I've picked up since starting this channel that I started last year and just didn't really post a lot on. So I'm going to show you as much as I possibly can. Now, I picked these up because I've decided I really want to read and get all of the Agatha Raisin books. And I have one that I picked up from Amazon on offer a couple of weeks ago. I have watched the Agatha Raisin TV show and I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to start collecting the books. I really want to read them and give them a go. So I checked out Amazon first, and they're the going rate for books. They're like £8, £9, £10 a book, which is absolutely fine. But I don't like spending that much on a book. Not that they're not worth it. So please don't hit me up in the comments. Books are absolutely worth it. However, when you're on a restricted budget like me, I want to try and get as many books as I possibly can for my money. And I know a lot of you guys are exactly the same. I I'm a reader, not so much a collector. So I will generally only buy one copy of a book. I will certainly only keep one copy of a book. That's my preference. I buy because I want to read them. Nothing wrong with people who collect books. Absolutely crack on. Like, don't get me wrong, if I got the room and got the money, I would probably end up being a collector too, but I don't, so I'm just a reader. But I do want to get all of the Agatha Raisin books. So I went on to Vinted when I realised I couldn't really afford them on Amazon. And I've managed to find a load of the books. Um, I've ended up ordering a lot of Agatha Raisin ones, and also there's another series that I managed to get because some of them were like in bundles of Agatha Raisin, and I want to say something like Hamish Macbeth, I think. Can't remember. Something like that anyway. So I've decided to go for the two series, and so there will be lots of hauls with those. But this is my first. It's a 4 book haul that I picked up. Off the top of my head, I can't actually remember how much I paid for these. They're all brand new. Um, they're not in order. I do have the order written down. I've just been grabbing as I could go. So this one is Agatha Raisin Dishing the Dirt, and it says Agatha has a new rival, or is that had? When therapist Jill Davant moves into the village of Carsley, Agatha Raisin is not a fan. Not only is the therapist romancing her ex-husband James, but she also digs up details of Agatha's rather unsavoury origins, details she is happy to share with all in the village. Furthermore, Jill is counselling a woman, Gwen Simple, who Agatha is convinced is a murderess, although she has no actual proof. Not one to keep her feelings to herself, Agatha tells anyone who cares to listen that Jill is a charlatan and is better off dead, so she can only sigh with relief when Jill takes offence in the nearby town of Merchester. But then Jill is found strangled to death in her offices 2 days later, and Agatha is the prime suspect. So, together with the detectives in her agency, she must prove her innocence and find the real culprit before the murder ensures that it's Agatha who's left pushing up the daisies. I thought, I just, I do love a really good murder mystery, so I really want to give these guys a go. The next one is Agatha Raisin Pushing Up the Daisies. Allotment wars. Lord Bellington, Carsley's biggest landholder, has enraged locals with his plans to sell off their allotments to make way for a new housing development. So when he turns up dead, nobody mourns his passing. On another fine summer's day, Agatha visits Carsley's allotments, where she is introduced to three old-timers who have just taken over a new strip: Harry Perry, Bunty Daventry, and Josephine Merriweather, who are lamenting the neglected condition of the patch. But as Harry starts to shovel, his spade comes across something hard. The body is that of Peter Curry, a newcomer to the village, but who would want to murder her? Blonde and beautiful, she's everyone's favourite, and then Lord Bellington's son engages Agatha to do some digging of her own, throwing Agatha into a world of petty feuds, jealousies, and disputes over land. It would seem that far from being tiny gardens of Eden, Castle's allotments are a local battlefield where passions and the body count run high. Sounds so good. Then I managed to pick up Agatha Raisin Beating About the Bush. This was the 30th Agatha Raisin mystery. So, as I say, they're not in any order. I've actually made a list of them in order and I'm marking off the ones I've got. Because I've been trying to pick these up in bundles instead of individual books, I do have some books that I have more than one copy of. So, I'm just going to make a bundle of the ones that I don't need and I'll just put them back onto Vinted. So, um, so that somebody else can have them because I just don't need them. But this one says, when private detective Agatha Raisin comes across a severed leg in a roadside hedge, it looks like she's about to become involved in a particularly gruesome murder. Looks, however, can be deceiving, as Agatha discovers when she is employed to investigate a case of industrial espionage at a factory where nothing is quite what it seems. The factory mystery soon turns to murder, and a bad-tempered donkey turns Agatha into a national celebrity before bringing her ridicule and shame. To add to her woes, Agatha finds herself grappling with growing feelings for her friend and occasional lover, Sir Charles Frith. Then, as a possible solution to the factory murder unfolds, her own life is thrown into deadly peril. Will Agatha get her man at last, or will the killer get her first? Ooh, sounding good. And then the last one that I got in this particular haul is Agatha Raisin and the Dead Ringer. The idyllic Cotswolds village of Thirkmagna is best known for the medieval church of St. Ethelred and its bells, which are the pride and glory of the whole community. As the bell ringers get ready for the visit of the incredibly handsome Bishop Peter Salver Hinckley, the whole village is thrown into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Agatha convinces one of the bell ringers, the charming lawyer Julian Brodie, to hire her to investigate the mystery of the bishop's ex-fiancée, a local heiress, Jennifer Toneby, who went missing years ago and whose body was never found. Agatha's investigation leads her to suspect the murderer was the handsome bishop himself. But could he really be behind a series of more killings in Thirkmagna too? Or is it someone who wants to bring him and his reputation down? I can't wait to get going with these. They're quite smaller books for me. So what are we talking? Like just over 200 pages, which I tend to go for a lot chunkier books normally. I tend to like more around the at least sort of heading up to 400. But I quite like the idea of these being a little bit thinner. They should be quicker reads and just make me feel like I'm hitting one, my reading target of the year, and two, hitting my TBR a little bit faster. I'm not quite decided how I'm going to read these. I don't know whether to read them as individual books but in order, so I won't throw the order out, or if I can get enough of them in time, I don't know whether to just have a bit of like a reading marathon with them and read them in order. My birthday's coming up at the end of the month, so I've booked a couple of days off work. My birthday's Thursday, so I've had the Thursday, the Friday, and then I've got the Saturday, Sunday off. And my little one's at school, so I'm gonna have the Thursday and the Friday completely to myself while he's at school. So I'll be able to get through a couple of these then. But I think I've only got number one, and then I think I skipped to like 4, 5, 6 come in, so I could really do with finding like 2 and 3 if I'm going to do that. We'll see. I'll keep an eye out on Vinted, and every time I get a Vinted collection, I'll just show you what I've got anyway. As I say, I have bought a lot of books this year that I haven't been able to share, and a lot of books at the end of last year as well that I just didn't share. But I'm determined to make this channel work this year. So if you'd like me to show you the books that I've been picking up, then please do let me know in those comments down below. Have you read Agatha Raisin, or I want to say it's something like Hamish Macbeth, Hamish Macbeth. Have you read any of those ones as well? Are they good books? I'm gonna keep on the lookout for more of these because I want that whole collection. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see anything different, then please do let me know. As I say, I will be sharing my entire reading journey with you, including showing you the books that I'm currently reading, any reviews on books that I've read. I'm thinking about doing maybe some like monthly wrap ups and things. So maybe I'll go back and wrap up my January and February reads. But please do hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share and also hit that like. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and happy reading.